I can feel it coming now. Come on. Listen to the funk. But I'm going to turn it down just so I can join you here. Yes, it is Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. Even has a little metal tinge to it. How y'all doing today? It's Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Lady Boomer and I are probably going to do a little daycationing this weekend. Haven't decided where we're going to drive, but we're going to go to some small town and just figure out what's cool to see. But first, I got to talk about this. Now, the face that I'm making up here, see this face? That's not me being disgusted with the picture. That picture, the new Little Mermaid, that's not what it's about. It's about that bullshit right up there. And I'll explain it to you how this is really, well, this is really just some, I think it's a new marketing thing that Disney's doing. And let me just tell you something. Yeah, it's racist as F. So, I'll explain why, and we'll talk about a whole bunch of other things, including whatever Gunfox just sent me right after the intro. Johnny, do me the honor and play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yes, that's me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Friday, the 17th of March, 2023. Oh my gosh. It's St. Patrick's Day. And I'm wearing this really dull green here right now because if I wear green, this I'll look like that. I'll be like, because I'm using a green screen and I can't wear green while I'm doing the show. But as a half Irish Black American, I am happy about St. Patrick's Day. Although I am not one to go out and drink myself silly like most Americans do on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day on a Friday is really dangerous. And I'm not into amateur nights. However, in the city of St. Paul, which is some miles that way from me, not completely, but we are a third or second ring suburb. We're a second ring suburb of St. Paul. And St. Paul has a huge St. Patrick's celebration. Usually and especially this year, since it's on a Friday, it'll go all weekend. There'll be a lot of drunken, crazy people down in St. Paul today because there's a big Irish, I guess there's a big Irish contingent of people in St. Paul. But my let's see, how do you do it? My grandfather, all four of my great grandparents on my mother's side of the family immigrated here from Ireland. They were all from the Cork area, came over on a boat. Now, it was a coincidence that they ended up all, were they married before they came? I don't know. Anyway, they all came here from Cork, Ireland. And so I am officially Black Irish. So there you go. Should we say good morning, everybody? I suppose we should. I was going to do something. What was I going to do? Oh, by the way, don't forget, I'm on Jessica Reloaded's channel tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. I probably should put a link up to that in Locals. Well, I'll post it in Locals, and then I'll send one of those YouTube community messages. She's a small YouTuber. We're going to go laugh at some shit that she found on Reddit, and it'll be a good time. She's a nice gal. Every once in a while hangs out with Ricada, hangs out with some of the other people kind of in that sphere. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with her tonight. So, real quick before I see whatever this this devil's mind crap that Gunfox sent me, I'm going to say good morning to everybody. How's that sound? And we're going to have some funk while I say hello. Let me find it. I got to find a new song of that one. I didn't really care for that one. There are much better songs on this. Let's try. What is this called? I don't even know what this is called. What the hell is this? What is this? See, now I wish sometimes. Oh, it's skipped all the way down there, and I wonder why that is. That's weird. It skipped a bunch of stuff. But all right, well, let's try this one. Here, let's go with Monumental Funk Up. Ah, that's not too bad. I kind of like how that's starting out. Maybe I should turn it down a little bit. Who cares? I'm not gonna. It's Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. First in the chat over on Rumble is Avocados Diabli, who gets the bell. Good morning, sir. Also, good morning to... Oh, wow, I can't hear myself. What the hell's going on here? Let me see if I can turn this... I'm going to turn it down. It's too loud. It's too loud. Let me try it here. There we go. That's better. Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg, Simon Wolfwood, Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. Also, oh, by the way, I should have said Avocados Diabli. And all of you who are watching on Rumble, please put a comment in the comment section after you see this. I want to make sure that we figure out who the hell is here. On YouTube, first in chat, of course, Avocados Diabli again. Tyler F was a close enough second, though, just to get a bell, so you get one too, sir. Good morning, also, Chicago Mike, Trippy Liberty, Mike Savage, Blarg, Somnambule Nation, Gunfox 61, Dr. Funkenstein, this is your day, brother. Also, good morning to Lord Stanhope, Simon Wolfwood, TC's in the house, Maddie's in the house. Also, hello to, I'm gonna scroll a little longer. I know I saw it. There's Tyler F. There's, I already said, my favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony's here. Good morning, H.P. Lovecraft's in the house. And I think that's it. Is that everybody close? Well, I'll figure it out eventually. Marty fears the Gunfox. I fear no man, Gunfox. All right. Shall we get into this? Turn that music off. Thank you. All right. Let's see what fresh hell. Thank you, Gunfox61, by the way, for sponsoring the show. You are the first sponsor, and also you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, dropping 2 Hamiltons in the tip jar and with accompanying cancer. Let's see what cancer Gunfox has brought us today. Let's see. Is that link going to open? Let's see. Come on. What the hell's going on here? Why is that not opening? Did it open on a different tab? No. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, well, no, Gunfox, we did this one yesterday. Anyway, I'll do it anyway. Yeah, if you're going to drop Hamiltons in the tip jar, I will cooperate with you fully. And then we'll get into what's happening in the world. So anyway, I think did I show this at the end of the show yesterday? About what it means to be a good parent. Yeah, I did. I did talk about this yesterday, about the good parent thing. So this is the Lieutenant Governor of State of Minnesota. If you missed this yesterday, where the hell is there it is. There we go. Now you can see it. There we go. If you missed this yesterday, the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, it's worthy of watch again. Suggests allowing gender transition treatment for kids is what it means to be a good parent. Oh my gosh. Richo's about to watch Marty's head launch into space. No. Hi, Richo, by the way. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Wait, Bugger unsubbed again. Good day, Dawg Knight. Oh, you got one of those. Yeah, I don't know. I noticed, like, for some reason, I lost 30 subscribers recently, and that was weird. I don't know why. But anyway, and it's just out of the blue. And I don't know, I assume that sometimes when you lose subscribers on YouTube, just randomly, I think sometimes it's because people leave YouTube. Because I don't know. Do any of you unsubscribe from channels unless they're just really annoying the shit out of you? Because I don't. I don't think I may have unsubbed one YouTube channel in the last 4 years. I just leave them on there because I don't care if they put up a video, I'll see it, and if not, I don't want to see it. I just won't click it. But for some reason, I lost 10 subs. 10? Not 30. 10. In the last week, though. In the last 28 days, I've lost 10 subs. I've never not grown, so it's kind of weird. Anyway, let's see this video again. Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan of my state of Minnesota, also in St. Paul, which is still that way, two suburbs away. Which we're the second wing, third wing, whatever. But here she is again, telling you what it means to be a good parent, because she just doesn't know any better.
And we are joined by medical professionals and elected officials and community members who are saying the exact same thing. Because let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
This is life affirming.
No, it's not.
Saving.
No, it's not. There is no evidence that the cosmetic surgery and medically interfering with the normal body development of children, there is absolutely zero evidence that it saves any lives. Okay. And the fact that the ideation of the self-ending in transgender people doesn't change with gender transition. In fact, usually within the 10 years of a gender transition, the rate of self-ending is the same as people who never transition. So they got to figure out there's other mental health issues that go along with this that they're not addressing, at least some. Well, certainly not the gender affirming care community is addressing, because you're affirming something that you're affirming something that a 12-year-old's telling you or a 10-year-old's telling you. Okay, the same 10-year-old who only wants to wear Nikes, and then a year later only wants to wear Adidas. Okay, and also a 10 or 12-year-old that has no idea what it means to become a permanent medical patient for the rest of your life. You're just hearing what the doctors say. Oh, do you want a living trans child, or do you want a dead child? Which is basically emotional blackmail for activists. So anyway, what is she going to say? What else does she say that's stupid here?
When our children tell us who they are.
Whoa, what about Cult of Dusty and the Amazing Atheist? Marty, YouTube fuckery's afoot. Okay, yeah, I got to hear about this, but anyway.
It is our job.
Wait, what do you mean? Is my YouTube not working? What does this mean? Tell me what you mean, Gunfox. Just put it in the chat somewhere. Please don't tell me the Amazing Atheist still. Oh yeah, he's still around. Okay, let me finish this.
Is grown-ups to listen and to believe them.
Listen and believe to your children. Okay. Listen, what happened to that cake that was on the counter? Why is there a big slice of cake and why is it gone? Did you eat that cake? No. Oh, okay. I guess the chocolate frosting on your chin, you didn't eat the cake then, I guess. Listen and believe them. Listen and believe 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds or even 15-year-olds who have no idea what it means to become a medical patient for the rest of their lives. Or let's say the kids that put on puberty blockers. What's her name from the World Association of Transgender Health, WPATH or whatever, World Professional Association of Transgender Health, who said 100 of her patients, and she's of a group of over 2,000, 100% of the male patients who went on puberty blockers were never able to experience an orgasm after going on this treatment. 100%. Now, are they telling this to children who say, particularly male children who say they're girls? Well, what does a 12 or 11-year-old or 10-year-old even know what an orgasm is? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we believe you. We're going to listen and believe, and we're going to put you on this puberty blocker, but you'll never be able to have an orgasm for the rest of your life. What does that mean, says the 10-year-old? Don't know. Because you didn't go through puberty to experience one. Yeah, but no, you're being a good parent by medicalizing children for the rest of their lives. It's not like it just ends. It's not like you do one thing.
That's what it means to be a good parent.
Does it? Oh, yes. Medicalizing your child for the rest of their life means being a good parent. Okay, thank you, Gunfox. I've already did that one, but I'm more than happy to comment on it again. Oh, I see. You're talking about people you've unsubbed from. No, I'm still sub. In fact, I am. These people. Let's see. Who do you got here? Unsubbed. Crouten T, Wasley, Cult of Dusty, Amazing Atheist, Mundane Matt, Extra Credits, Hunter Avalon. You know what is wild is I am still subbed to Crouten T. I'm still subbed to Cult of Dusty, and even though I watch him for lulls sometimes because he's such a demagogue. It's amazing. Amazing Atheist. I've subbed to him, but he's not. He doesn't put out much, and I hardly ever notice it. So I don't know. But I was never subbed to any of those other people, even though they showed up in my feeds a lot during the SJW period of history. So anyway, thank you. And YouTube is unsubbing users again. Yeah, they have kind of do that. So anyway, all right. Now my second one here from Gunfox, the second Hamilton, that he dropped in the tip jar, is, let's see what this one is. Oh, interesting. Oh, good God. All right, Gunfox, I'm going to read it. Red Cross encourages migrants to break the law as they travel to the United States. Oh, isn't that fantastic? The Red Cross has been known worldwide to help people in cases of disaster relief, food supplies, health services, and mental health support. Now, the Red Cross is actually helping migrants, illegal aliens, get to the United States. The Red Cross works with FEMA and receives millions of dollars a year as President Biden wants to limit the number of migrants legally entering the country. He does? Because he wants to become illegally, I guess. And he says, let's see, this agency under his administration is helping. The Daily Caller have identified that migrants traveling in Mexico were receiving maps printed by the Red Cross. Oh, isn't that special? That's so special. And the maps provided detailed routes migrants should take to cross the border to Texas and Arizona. So they're giving them maps of where they can cross it legally. Isn't that freaking fantastic? On the map, and it also lists hotels, shelters, how to survive in the desert, how to safely jump on trains. Jumping on trains also sounds illegal instead of buying a ticket. Oh, no, that's just how you do it now. The Red Cross needs to adjust its statement and include they provide maps to reach America. Currently, the American Red Cross is providing support as needed to migrants being bused by other organizations from the U.S.-Mexico border to U.S. cities. Oh, and they're also helping with giving them help once they get here, too. Let's see. Providing food, water, comfort, health services, and mental health support. Oh, but they forgot the maps. They're providing maps. That's what he said. They should update that, too. On the U.S.-Mexico border, children and families continue to face uncertainty as their asylum claims are being processed. Yeah, you mean they're asylum claims that should be rejected because they're coming here not for any, none of the things on the list that help you get asylum? I don't know. The Red Cross has also provided phones to organizations working in the region, which migrants can use to reconnect with family members back home to let them know they're safe. Well, isn't that special? I guess, to let them know they're safe. I guess I don't know if I have a problem with that, but maybe they should use the phone while they're on a plane, bus, or train back to their home when they get rejected asylum. Oh, are they showing up for the asylum hearings? I doubt it. Good morning, TC over on Rumble. I guess I see you on YouTube too. And also Black Hebrew Israelite. I see you there too.
That's right.
Arizona Sheriff Mark Lamb thinks the Red Cross doesn't provide enough details for migrants, as the travel is dangerous as migrants walk hundreds to thousands of miles. Fox Lamb said on Fox and Friend, they didn't tell asthmatics to bring their inhalers. They didn't tell diabetics to bring their diabetic medicine. But they did tell women to bring contraceptives because they know the women are going to be raped. That's yes, that's harsh, Sheriff Lamb. Wait, what does Katie Hobbs say about this though? Oh, this is 22 minutes of this. I'm not doing that. Katie Hobbs visited the border last month and recently shared her thoughts on the migrant crisis. Oh, that might have to be a long form. Let's watch this and listen to her say some dumb shit. Anyway, so great. The Red Cross is giving migrants a map to the easiest places to cross the border illegally. Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Gun Fox. I know you're trying to kill me. Also, thank you, Chicago Mike, dropping a big bullet in the tip jar, a.k.a. 556, who says, Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Irish Cuban whose middle name is Patrick. A movie once asked if they can dye the Chicago River green on St. Patrick's Day, why can't they dye it blue the 364 other days of the year? Yeah, because if you're not familiar, the Chicago River is kind of gross, but they do dye it green on St. Patrick's Day pretty much every year. Thank you, Chicago Mike. And also Gunfox61, you're trying to kill me. You got another one. I see it here. Another Hamilton in the tip jar. What fresh hell are you giving to me now? Let's see. Oh, however you thought Woke Bank's talking points was, somehow it's even worse. So, okay, let's see. And this is from Salon. Thought the quote woke banks. Oh, however racist you thought the quote woke banks end quote talking point was, somehow it's even worse. Now this is from Salon. Salon is, if you're not familiar, a left-wing publication for the most part. And Amanda Marcotte is just, oh boy. Anyway, so she's going to complain about how people using the word woke and complaining about the woke banks are terrible people. When Republicans use the word woke, it's a deliberate bit of obfuscation. Now, let's see. Oh, because they did an article on why they're obsessed with woke but can't define it. That's what this article link is to. Here she goes. When the Republicans use the word woke, it's a deliberate obfuscation, a way to signal bigotry to their fellow travelers while pretending it's something else to those who call them out for it. But it's also pretty hard to ignore the bullhorn levels of racism that are often embedded in complaints about, quote, woke, unquote, culture. Oh, and their favorite punching bag is the article. When Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene complains that it's woke to let black women sing at the Super Bowl, for example. What? Wait a minute. Hold on. Was that her concern? That black women were singing at the Super Bowl? This is how you lie. Let's see what she links to here. Let's see probably a Salon article that she wrote. No, do football, not wokeness. Conservatives angered over black national anthem sung at the Super Bowl. Okay, because people were calling the black national anthem, not because a black woman was singing. A black woman sang America, or was it America the Beautiful? Who sang America the Beautiful? Yeah, black women sang. No one complained about them singing America the Beautiful. So what the fuck are you talking about, Amanda? Gunfox, this is your fault. Good morning, fake news expert. When Marjorie Taylor Greene complains that it's woke to let black women sing, I bet you. Let me ask you something. I want to find out if perchance I want to figure out who. I want Marjorie Taylor Greene to name her top five performances of the national anthem from Super Bowls. And I guarantee you one of those top five is going to be Whitney Houston, because most people think Whitney Houston's version of the national anthem was probably one of the better ones at a Super Bowl, right? It wasn't even at the Super Bowl, but it was, I think that was, I don't know what it was for. But anyway, when Whitney Houston sang the national anthem, everyone praised it, right? I'll bet you Marjorie Taylor Greene praised it too. Is Whitney Houston a black woman? I'm pretty sure she is. Anyway, the only rational conclusion is that their skin color that offends her. Really? Now, let me just go back to this again, too. Even if she was complaining about Lift Every Voice and Sing and saying, well, there should be two national anthems. They're not a separate national anthem for black people and white people, which I agree. Lift Every Voice and Sing is not the black national anthem. It's a nickname because so many black people sang it in church. That, everyone, black people sang that song. It was commissioned as an honor to honor Abraham Lincoln, originally sung at a school program in Florida. Okay? But it's not a national anthem. It's a patriotic American song talking about freedom and, coming through from adversity, right? It's a very American song. But because it has that moniker, Black National Anthem, sometimes people get upset. Oh, well, why did they get a separate national anthem? Now, I understand why people would be upset about that, and I want people to just chill. It's not a second national anthem only for black people. It's a patriotic American song written in 1900 to honor Abraham Lincoln. Okay? And it's actually a nice song. If you listen to the words to it, it's a good, the message is pretty much, it applies to all Americans, even though it was written by black people. Okay? It's like America's beautiful. God bless the USA. God bless America. Lift Every Voice and Sing. They're all great American songs as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Now, but she says it's because their skin color that offends her. No, some people get offended by a fact that you would have a separate national anthem for black people. That's what it has nothing to do with their skin color. Now, Amanda continues. Gun Fox, I know you're laughing. I know you're back there laughing, Gun Fox. I see you laughing. I see you right there. You, stop it. By the way, you turned 40 last month. Happy birthday. I missed it. I wish you would have been here and I'd have sang happy birthday to you and all that stuff. But anyway, okay, after the recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the Republican obsession with blaming everything on woke hit a ridiculous new level as the biggest clowns in the party, who happened to be the agenda setters for the GOP, rushed forward to say that it was because the bank was woke. This was met with a cacophony of laughter. How on earth is a bank woke? How would wokeness force them, as happened with SVB, to invest too much in bonds that created a liquidation crisis when interest rates rose? Even the dunderheads who think Tucker Carlson is a moral authority struggle to buy that one. But rather than abandon this dumb as nails talking, but you know what? It's funny though. See, Signature Bank is the one that had problems that they were investing in. What do they call it when you invest in only things that are good for your planet and social justice and shit? They were big in that. And one of their board members, Barney Frank, who wrote Dobbs-Frank, it's funny that he's on the board of directors of a bank that failed, which is hilarious because he wrote banking legislation. And then the bank he's on the board of directors on, it failed. Did I say that yet? That the bank failed. Barney Frank, the bank that Barney Frank was on the board of directors, Dodd-Frank, failed. Anyway, right-wing media has been working overtime to backfill the woke bank's gambit with post hoc rationalizations. So far, the efforts to make woke banks make sense have been underwhelming. The first pass at it, courtesy of the Wall Street Journal, did Silicon... Let's see, what's this article? Let's see what it is. Did Silicon Valley Bank die because one black person was on its board? Oh, this is funny. This is... So she links to a Motherboard article. The implosion of one of the least diverse banks in America is being blamed on wokeness. Oh my God. SBB notes that 91% of their board being independent, 45% being women. They also have 1 black, 1 LGBTQ, and 2 veterans. I'm not saying 12 white men would have avoided this mess, but the company may have been distracted by diversity demands. I'll leave that article there, but I'm not going to give it much time in the day. Let's see. Donald J. Trump was to point to a small handful of bank executives who aren't white men as evidence of woke. But even for Fox News crowd, it's hard to pretend that only white men can bank isn't straight up bigotry. Oh, yeah. I bet it had, oh, good God. Now I got to read the Wall Street Journal article. So past number 2, to put some lipstick on this pig, was to argue that SVB was woke because they supposedly gave money to Black Lives Matter. Jesse Waters of Fox News breathlessly claimed that SVB donated $74 million to Black Lives Matter. It was a lie that was immediately replicated throughout the right-wing media by trolling Republicans like Senator Cruz of Texas. Obviously, the people outside the Republican media bubble, this is still a wildly racist argument. Is it? But to right-wing audience trained by years of disinformation campaigns to believe Black Lives Matter is a well-financed group of professional rioters. No, they're a small group of black lesbian real estate investors. What are you talking about? This was good enough to satisfy the desire to be racist while also denying they're racist. Oh, so there's a theme going here. It's just, they're all racist. I get it now. It was also a lie. The total amount of money given to Black Lives Matter by SVB is $0. Oh, what article did she link to there? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's try this. And you know what? I don't know if this is this. What the hell? There we go. Okay, then. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm curious. So where did the 73 million figure come from? The database also includes organizations and initiatives that advance one or more aspects of BLM's agenda. This agenda of BLM is not defined. Most consider BLM a movement to end unjustified violence against black people by law enforcement. No, it's not. It really doesn't do that. In fact, their agenda that's like one thing on a 10-point agenda that really mostly involves what are the trans black lesbians and whatever. If you read down their list, it's mostly just Marxist claptrap. In fact, they use black men to raise funds, and then then they real estate investors and whatnot, and they have a house strictly for making videos and shit, whatever. But an article by the Claremont Institute that was published in Newsweek explaining the purpose of the database says the goal of BLM is to undermine capitalism, the nation state, and Western civilization. Well, if you go on their website, you can see why someone might have that idea. I'm just saying. But an examination of the underlying data reveals the money from SVB went to organizations and initiatives that have little to do with BLM. In 2021, SVB made a pledge to spend $50 billion over 5 years on an internal initiative called Access to Innovation. The program was sought to connect women, black people, and Latinos with startup funding, networking, and leadership development in the venture capitalist ecosystem. Integrating marginalized groups into the venture capitalist community seems like an odd way to undermine capitalism, the purpose of BLM, according to the Claremont Institute. And since the program was the last 5 years, most of the money probably has not been spent. Nevertheless, the $50 million represents more than 2/3 of SVB's alleged support for BLM. Another major contributor by SVB that the Claremont Institute says was BLM related was a $20 million donation to support additional COVID relief and establish a full rides needs-based university scholarship to students at Arizona State University, Florida A&M University, Tulane University, and Xavier University. The $20 million represented the fees SVB collected for processing loans under the Paycheck Protection Program. It is unclear what COVID-19 relief and the college scholarship have to do with BLM. So let's say, okay, clearly they got it wrong. Whatever. I'm going to go back to this original article, though. So anyway, how Republican propagandists generated this lie is darkly interesting. Talking Points Memo founder Josh Marshall decided to dig around where this number was from. Waters and other right-wing propaganda outlets pointed to the Claremont Institute. So Claremont got it wrong, and they repeated something that Claremont got wrong. Okay, because y'all on the left are always factually accurate. I mean, always. I mean, I've never seen you do anything that's factually inaccurate. So anyway, he quotes that article. She quotes that article, excuse me. So in their efforts to argue that woke bank's claim wasn't racist, Republicans ended up doing the opposite and stuffing even more racism into the argument to use the Claremont data to argue that any help whatsoever that goes to a black person is riots. Oh, black learning world. Okay, so she's she's basically building an argument for racism. Because they got something wrong. Okay. No, not stream derailed. Marty derailed. Yes, you derailed me. What am I missing here? What am I missing? All right, can we get into this show now that I've done 35 minutes of this? Oh, Gun Fox. What you do to me? I'm going to put all of yours at the bottom of the list today. Can I get into this show now? So, a couple things. Let's talk about what's happening in the world. Shall we? Shall we talk about what's happening now? Oh, I never sent this damn thing out. Okay, I'm going to, here. I'll put my notification out real quick. I didn't do that. Copy and go there. And it's on locals. And we live. And sorry, we're doing, oh, okay, we're going to do some, just cut and paste and all right. Sorry, those of you who get notifications on YouTube and Rumble. I didn't send them out today because they're still sitting there. So, oh my God, what the hell is this? Trippy Liberty, are you here right now? I'm just curious. Good morning, Aaron Meredith. And Jay Pine. Oh, I said Jay Pinelon because I did that. Yeah, God, DeMarco. So here's I'm just going to put this up because Trippy Liberty put it here because he said, I haven't eaten there since 2000s. For this very reason, a new book called Taco Bell Destroyed My Anus. Okay, by Martin Waddell. Now at Barnes & Noble, you can get that book. Does Barnes & Noble still exist? Okay, I don't think they do. Anyway, oh my gosh. Genuinely insane that people lie in defense of our lives. They stopped. Oh my gosh. I just happened to see this other tweet here. This guy says, genuinely insane that people lied in defense of other liars. They stopped the transfer of power through violence. There's no lying or obfuscating this fact. That is by definition an insurrection. Also, Tuck stupid ass contradicted himself in his own presentation. Okay, wait. Did the insurrection, did they stop the transfer of power? I don't recall that happening. Did I show that? They even put on the screen. Here it is. Here's the tweet. The insurrection, genuinely saying that people lie in defense of other liars. Okay, is Trump still president? Anybody? Yes or no? I don't think he is. I'm confident he's not. Joe Biden could take full credit for everything that's going on in our country right now because Joe Biden is the president. Okay, anyway, that really wasn't what I wanted to talk about. So here's some things that are happening right now. First of all, St. Patrick's Day is trending. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Okay, wait. This, there. So here's some things that are trending right now. St. Patrick's Day. There it is. St. Patrick's trending. There we go. I found it. Here it is. St. Patrick is trending because it's St. Patrick's Day. I just want to remind you that one of the most Irish mayors in the country, Lori, could somebody caption this? Can you see this on the screen? I'm just going to do a full screen because I know you want to see it even better. Here it is. Mayor Lightfoot, soon to be out of office. Anyone got a caption for this one? Oh my goodness. It's like Tweedle Beetlejuice. I was going to say Tweedledum. Hello, Terai. How you seeing? How you doing? Okay. Anyway, St. Patrick's trending because it is St. Patrick's Day. Amy Klobuchar, one of my senators, says, my mom was born on St. Patrick's Day, so my grandparents named her Rose after my wild Irish rose. She got a lot of things green for her birthday. Miss her. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Hey, look, I'm not a fan of Amy Klobuchar, but I have no problem with that post honoring her mom on St. Patrick's Day, which is her mom's birthday, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's see. J.K. Rowling trying to stop herself from naming an Irish character Potato Famine O'Carb. Anyway, let's see. Oh, this is cool. Listen to this. All right, so anyway. Oh, the Krasensteins have chimed in. Ed Krasenstein. Let's see what he has to say about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is a cultural and religious celebration to honor the patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick. Beyond the revelry, St. Paddy's Day can also be seen as a reminder of the values of Irish culture that are still relevant today. As immigrants, the Irish faced discrimination and hardship in America, but they persevered with their strong sense of community and resilience. This spirit can inspire us to be good people in America today by embracing diversity, supporting one another in times of need, and standing up against injustice. St. Patrick's Day is a celebration of the Irish heritage, but it also serves as a reminder we are a part of a larger global community that by treating each other with kindness, respect, we can create a better world for ourselves and for future generations. Shut up, Ed. Yes, the Irish face discrimination and hardship. I wonder if they're going to try to get Irish reparations in San Francisco too. I'm just curious. So anyway, we all know it's St. Patrick's Day, so that's trending, and Ireland is trending. Ireland, hell, here, let's see. Here, Ireland, the nation which was evangelized by St. Patrick, is being saved from the grip of secularization by a group called Catholic Men, led by Dr. Owen Gallagher and Patrick McChrystal, through Men's Rosary Rally, which has spread to 20 cities around the country. Interesting. I don't know what that means. Mike, maybe you can tell us what that means. And also, Mike, I'm pretty sure that on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, people just don't use it, make an excuse to drink themselves silly, right? They really actually probably celebrate the fact that St. Patrick's got the snakes out of the damn place, right? Oh, good morning to Those Ain't Real Dude, too. I see you up there. Anyway, and Rick Ashbringer's here. So, yeah, I at least Ed didn't try to say that Republicans were trying to steal St. Patrick's Day, because that's kind of his thing, right? All right. Anyway, let's move on. What else is happening? Dropkick Murphys. Now I know Dropkick. So it's St. Patrick's Day, right? And I'm pretty sure that Dropkick Murphys dust this off every year.
Dance, let's see what you got.
Okay, so just prepare yourself to be sick of this song by the end of the day. Although it is a pretty, it's pretty banging tune. I'm sorry, even if you're not Irish, even if you're not into that kind of music, like what was the movie? What's the movie with DiCaprio and Matt Damon and their and they're one's an undercover cop and one's an undercover cop basically for the mob guy. What's the name of that movie? Good morning to Linda Hunter. How you doing? They use that song in that movie. Basically anything that happens to do with Boston, you'll hear that song. So that's the Dropkick Murphys. So that's why they're trending. All right, something else trending is Barbie Kardashian. Now, this one, yes, The Departed. It was featured in that movie. Now, this is one of those things where because I saw it, you are required to see it. Barbie, again, listen carefully to what I just said. The thing that is trending right now. Barbie Kardashian. Okay? Now, just prepare yourselves right now. I thought, yes, The Departed is a decent. I like The Departed. I mean, the twists are really pretty interesting. So Barbie Kardashian. Now, this is a man who calls himself Barbie Kardashian, apparently a trans woman now. Now, listen, this is the headline, though. Headline from, I'm not sure what the news outlet, woman jailed for 4.5 years for threats to murder her mother. The sentence was backdated to May 9th, 2022, when the defendant was convicted by a jury following a 4-day trial. Again, the name is Barbie Kardashian. Are you ready to see Barbie Kardashian? There's Barbie Kardashian. Ireland, a extremely violent trans-identified male has been sent to a women's prison after being convicted of threatening to rape and murder his own mother. Barbie Kardashian has 15 previous convictions for violent crimes. Oh, isn't that special? So he'll serve his sentence and be free to enter any space with women and girls, courtesy of a legal fiction granted to him by the Irish state. This is Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. This is happening in Ireland, with the input or without the input of consented women. At a meeting with a social care manager, also attended by guardian ad litem, Kardashian previously said, "If I got my mother's house, I would run towards her and put a knife into her body and into her genitalia. The thing is, I would want to prolong my mom's suffering for as long as possible. I would stab her, but not her heart or neck. I'd want to put her through a lot of torture, fear, and humiliation." Okay, this is a very special human being. Again, Barbie Kardashian that's oh my goodness. That's here's another picture. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Barbie Kardashian going to prison in Ireland for threatening to kill her mother. His mother, whatever. And oh boy, the danger of self-ID. They're going to put Barbie Kardashian here into a women's prison. Okay, DMW 247 TV, what's happened? Yeah, that's not going to end well. I'm sorry. He says that's going to end well. No, it's not. It's not going to end well at all. Murphy's Law, Smith & Wesson's beats 5 aces. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I thought when I saw that trending, I thought it was going to be a new Barbie doll too, which would have been bad, but not nearly as bad as what it really is. Okay, and in other news, Victoria's Secret is in the news. Victoria's Secret. Now, this is actually, it's kind of old news, but this is the first I heard of it. What's today? Victoria's Secret, the company that was having lots of problems when they decided that they were going to, now I know people hate it when they say, oh, they're going to go woke, right? Well, they decided to change their lineup and have a bunch of fat and ugly people and weird people in their stuff, in their lingerie, that usually was just a bunch of young men who really cared about it. But women liked the store. Well, Victoria's Secret is going to bring back its fashion show. Victoria's Secret to bring back new version. Oh, but except here's the problem. Here's the problem. I meant to mention this part. They're going to bring back new version of its fashion show. Now that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Victoria's Secret is planning to take the catwalk once again with a, quote, new version, end quote, of its infamous fashion show. The lingerie company's chief financial officer, Tim Johnson, shared the news during the company's March 6th fourth quarter earnings call. We're going to continue to lean into the marketing spend to invest in a business both at top of the funnel and also support the new version of our fashion show. I get nervous when I hear new version of our fashion show. That's the problem. Victoria's Secret will share more details about the show later this year. The brand confirmed in a statement, "We're always working, always innovating and ideating in all the spheres of the business to continue to put our customer at the center of all we do and reinforce our commitment to championing women's voices and their unique perspectives." Oh, so see, now remember, like for example, you know what I said, the new version, because like they had, what's the purple-haired soccer lady that thinks she's underpaid when she's really way overpaid? Okay, let me see here. Now that's some traditional looking Victoria's Secret, fashion show stuff right there. I don't think this is going to be exactly what it's going to look like. Now, maybe they'll have some of this, but it's going to be a lot of other stuff that you go, okay. So anyway, Victoria's Secret has been undergoing a rebrand following years of criticism for perpetuating harmful beauty standards and lacking inclusivity, among other controversies. So here's what you should know about the fashion show and the company's recent backlash. What happened to it? Well, L Brands, the parent company of the lingerie retailer, canceled the fashion show in 2019, and it has yet to return. The brand said the decision was part of a move to evolve the marketing of Victoria's Secret. See, now they want to put models that are huge and round and short and fat and tall, too tall and too big and too wide and too ones models with penises, because they think that's great marketing. But since they started doing that type of marketing, they kind of been falling off. The company's losing, has lost its edge and lost its, whatever. And they're having problems. So now they're going to bring back their fashion show. Now, so for example, the announcement came on November 19th after it announced it would be rethinking the show. And years prior, the show had been buffeted by bad publicity, bad reviews, and bad numbers. Really? The 2018 show audience of 3.27 million viewers was the smallest since becoming a holiday season TV event in 2001. Now, maybe because it's just, people seen it all before, it's getting old, who knows, right? With Nielsen saying that the show lost more than half its television audience over a 2-year span. The same year, model Kate Upton ripped on the show in reaction to rumors that it might be canceled. "You know what? We're sick of seeing the same type of body type," she said. Really? Who's we? And she said, okay, well, she started getting fat, so maybe that's why. And she said at the time, in a conversation with Andy Cohen, "You have to be body inclusive now. Every woman needs to be represented. Otherwise, it's a snooze fest." Well, okay. In 2021, Victoria's Secret opted to say goodbye to its angels and hello to athletes, activists, and actors as the company's new spokespeople. And they've been losing money ever since. It's been getting worse and worse. The retailer, known for using models called angels to represent collections and walk in the annual show, announced a new campaign featuring a group of diverse women as the brand's new representative. Now, wait a minute. The angels were diverse? They were all races. Well, that's this particular year there wasn't, apparently only one black girl there, but they've had black women and Asian women and all kinds of diversity. Oh, you meant fat people. That's what they want. They want fat people. So, which is okay. But usually when you're selling something, you try to, it's funny because I always get weirded out when I go to like Kohl's or something and they have like a plus size mannequin. It's just weird. You know, I mean, selling clothes, I mean, people want to think they look great and they put those clothes on them to look like that. And that's why people buy the shit. And then, but you know, if I'm going to go to the store and I see, because even for guy stuff, right? Now I don't see any fat mannequins for guys, like dad bod mannequins. All the mannequins for guys are still, you know, big buff, and some are they're even making them bigger now, like making big giant buff mannequins. And I'm like, well, gosh, if I wear that sweatshirt on that mannequin, I'm going to look big and buff too. But apparently that doesn't work the same for women. They're making a lot of weird mannequins for women. But anyway, so let's see. Among the first 7 women selected to join the VS Collective were professional soccer star Megan Rapinoe, actress Priyanka Chopra, Jonas, and LGBTQ model and activist Valentino Sampaio. Now, wait a minute. Oh, the first transgender model to be featured in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Also, the lowest selling swimsuit issue ever. Anyway, so what other backlash has Victoria's Secret faced? The rebrand is certainly not unprompted. The company has faced backlash on several separate occasions in recent years. In 2018, for example, the brand's then chief marketing officer, Ed Razek, apologized following comments during an interview with Vogue regarding why transgender models should not be cast as part of the show. In 2020, models demanded meaningful action from the company in a letter to then CEO John Mayos, following a New York Times report on misogyny, bullying, and harassment inside Victoria's Secret. And just last year, the 3-part Victoria's Secret Angels and Demons streamed on Hulu, diving into the company's rise and fall while illuminating ties between former CEO Leslie Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein. What? Wait, what? Oh, that's right. She was friends, or that he, whatever, Leslie, and was a Jeffrey Epstein person. You know, I don't know, people. You can tell me what you think. It's weird. Anyway, so they're going to try to bring back the glory by having a new fashion show. Now, interesting article in Yahoo is this question: Victoria's Secret fashion show is coming back. Does Gen Z care? Victoria's Secret plans to reclaim one of the best marketing and entertainment properties to date and turning it on its head to reflect who we are today. I think maybe Gen Z probably doesn't care as much anymore, or doesn't care. I imagine the Gen Z guys would be into the Victoria's Secret fashion show, not because they want to buy lingerie, but you know what I mean? I don't know. All right, should we get into what I really wanted to talk about today? I've got a good 30 minutes, and I have a bunch of other articles that I'm not going to get to because I think Gunfox broke me. But let's get into today's topic and the feature today. In fact, it's right here. So, and I call it Cynical Race Theory, a marketing controversy. Okay, so I was scrolling through Twitter this morning while I was at work, because sometimes I just have to try to read while I'm working, want to keep things interesting. And I saw this article by something called Call to Activism. Now, Call to Activism, the Twitter feed, is very Krasenstein-esque. Okay, and basically it's one of those, and it might be the Krasensteins for all I know, because they always start with breaking, you know, and it just may be part of the marketing that the Democrats pay a bunch of Twitter campaigns to do. But here it is. Breaking! The YouTube trailer of The Little Mermaid is currently being mass disliked, quote unquote, by YouTube MAGA racists. The teaser trailer has generated over 3 million dislikes, and the new trailer has over 600,000. The important thing about the controversy surrounding Halle Bailey's casting is that we remember a beautiful and talented actress won the role. We can't allow racism to ever be normalized. Now this, by the way,
That's racist!
now, And then they continue showing this article is perfect. It does an amazing job of explaining how the risk of racism is that when it permeates society so greatly, it starts to become invisible. And then they said the trailer is stunning. All right. Now, let's look at the article that they reference here. And that is this one right here. Why disliking... Oh, by the way, YouTube has a dislike, button, whatever thing you can click on videos and whatever, but it doesn't show the results. I think there's some add-on, add-on to Chrome or whatever you can use to actually see what the number of dislikes, but you can't see them on YouTube. So this person actively went out and looked for the dislikes on the Little Mermaid trailer. By the way, I will have both the teaser trailer and the trailer in the links today, but I'm not going to play them during the show. And my personal opinion, at least on the actual trailer and the show, looks okay. Not necessarily my cup of tea when they take a cartoon and make it live action, and usually they end up being kind of dark and just don't work as well. But the visuals are pretty decent, and I don't know the story. Well, I'll get to the story in a minute. So let's read this shitbag of an article. Why disliking the new Disney The Little Mermaid is racist. Oh, wait a minute. Thank you to Rideos. Dropping a 5 in the tip jar. Appreciate it. So, hero haircut Kool-Aid women. That doesn't represent me as a woman, nor do my mans represent women. Victoria's Secret should continue with just selling super comfortable and supportive bras. Stop with that woke. Yo, yes. Thank you to Rideos. Because, don't even women who like women who buy lingerie are doing to look good, right? I'm assuming. And if that makes you feel like they look good, great. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. But there's a market for lingerie, and it's usually, I hate to say this, but it's usually for women or men, or women to impress men, or men to give to their women because they want to see them in it. And so if you market a bunch of ugly people wearing it, well, that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? I'm just saying. But, whatever. Okay, back to this. Why disliking the new Disney The Little Mermaid is racist? And I will rebut this shortly, but here's the article. The upcoming, by the way, because see, you can only dislike it if you are racist. It automatically is racist to dislike something, even if that has nothing to do with who's casting it. And this casting is what annoys the hell out of me, but we'll get there. The upcoming live action remake of Disney's The Little Mermaid has sparked controversy and debate, particularly surrounding the casting of Halle Bailey, a black actress, in the traditionally white role of Ariel. Traditionally white role of Ariel. Now that's funny. Why would be casting a black actress in a traditionally white role? Well, why would it be a traditionally white role? That's the question I have. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't this The Little Mermaid a Norwegian folktale? I'm going to come back to that. While many have praised the casting as a step toward greater diversity and representation in Hollywood, others have criticized it as political correctness gone mad, or even reverse racism. No, I don't think anyone, I've never, maybe it's possible, but very unlikely that you'll see a prominent amount of people saying reverse racism, because most people would say it's just racism. Well, yeah, it's from Norway. It's actually Norway. My son studied abroad in Norway. There's the Little Mermaid statue in the city that he studied in. So anyway, it is Norwegian, from Norway. Okay. I mean, how can you? Wait a minute. even reverse racism. I mean, how can you with Haley's beautiful voice? Some have even gone so far as to claim that disliking the casting choice is not racist. I think the casting choice is racist. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I promise I'm getting there. However, upon closer examination, it becomes clear that these objections are not based on artistic merit or storytelling choices, but on deep ingrained racial biases. The backlash against a black actress playing Ariel highlights a deeper issue of systemic racism and the exclusion of people of color in mainstream media. What? What? The exclusion of people of color in mainstream media? What the actual hellfire nonsense is this? People of color all over. Have you watched commercials lately on mainstream media? It's hard to find white people that are main characters in commercials these days. Have you noticed that? I notice it all the time because I'm like, wow, do white people do anything anymore? If you watch commercials in the United States of America, you think that America is 80% black people and the rest are gay or whatever. And there might be a couple white people, but they're all stupid. That's what. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. There are white women in commercials, or you would think you'd think either all marriages are gay marriages or interracial marriages. And I don't care. I'm in an interracial marriage. That's not the part that bothers me. I just think it's funny that they virtue signal so much that you forget that still most couples are same race and heterosexual couples. But you don't see that. Well, black people, you see black people in commercials because the black families out there, climbing, doing rock climbing, and they're skateboarding, and they're, sailing and camping and all that stuff because that's all the black people do. That's a very common. Like I said, when I go camping, I see a lot of black people out there camping. It's they're all in the rigs and stuff, and they all drive all the nice cars. They're all driven by black people. Or if it's sport, like that one. What is it? Nissan, they're doing that commercial where the car keeps changing, and it's all women driving like driving like Fast and Furious and shit, because that's just so common. But anyway, so let's get back to this. So yeah, the backlash against black actress playing Ariel highlights a deeper issue of systemic racism and the exclusion of black people of color in mainstream media. Really. I'm trying to figure that one out. The controversies surrounding Halle Berry's casting can be traced back to the notion of white normativity. No, it's just a Norwegian fairy tale or Norwegian fable. Is it a fable or whatever? It's a Norwegian story. So that's where I would think it came from, which is the idea that whiteness is the default normative experience in Western societies. Western societies, interesting. Western society, not default, it's the most common, but whatever. It's a Norwegian fairy tale. According to scholars, this concept is deeply embedded in the cultural psyche of many Westerners and shapes the perception of race and identity that when a character who is traditionally portrayed as white is recast as a person of color, it disrupts this norm and challenges the status quo. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of this because that's basically, it just repeats the same theme over and over and over, right? Now, here's my problem, okay? I think this is a marketing ploy by Disney. They're going to do it with Peter Pan too. They're going to make Tinkerbell black, which I don't give a shit. I mean, these are fictional characters, so it shouldn't be that big a deal, right? Here's where this annoys me. And again, if you look at the articles, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different articles here with this same theme. Josh Gad calls out racists who are mass disliking the Little Mermaid trailer on YouTube. Here's this one. Ariel attack. Haters come for the Little Mermaid once again. And this is BuzzFeed. Yari Shahidi said, "It's beautiful that people will watch the new Disney classic and feel they're included in this fairy tale." here's what's annoying as hell for me as a black man who probably would. Oh, by the way, Disney paid ABC $10 million to show the Little Mermaid teaser at the Oscars. So if you happen to watch the Oscars, which I'm sure not many of you did, and they had that really weird, just all of a sudden the show stops and they show this teaser for the Little Mermaid. Well, Disney paid $10 million for this. Now, here's my problem. As a black man in America, I agree that it is good when black actors and actresses get work. But here's the problem. Why are we race swapping? Why are we putting blackface on a Norwegian fairy tale? It's a marketing effort. They do it now, and look, Halle Bailey is a lovely, talented young woman, beautiful singing voice, probably will knock it out of the park as Ariel in this movie. But they didn't do this because they give two shits about Halle Bailey or black people. This is a Disney ploy to use controversy to market their movie to black people. So instead of actually going out and finding maybe an African fable they can turn into a movie, or, some other thing that black people, that is actually something that black people should be cast in, they're going to go and change a Norwegian fairy tale. And so they can get all these little black girls come and see something that looks like them in a fairy tale movie. But then think about it. Okay. So let's say I take my black little girl to go see The Little Mermaid. And then we want to go, well, let's find out where this story came from. Wait a minute. This story came from a bunch of white people in Norway? And why? Okay, let's say you're black-centric. Okay? Why do we have this black girl chasing after this white man? Now, here's the problem. There's a reason why they did that. Instead of making Ariel white and the whatever the guy she's chasing, the guy, that she saves and then falls in love with, what if they had made that guy black and the mermaid white? Black women ain't gonna watch that movie. So anyway, but no, now they can generate all kinds of controversy, and this is a marketing play. They sent people out to write these articles because by generating controversy, now you're going to get all the black people are going to come see my movie now. We're going to go, oh, see, it's racist, but now we can come and bring little girls. And in fact, right here, here's a good article, an opinion piece on This is CNN. As a man of 50, I'm about to buy a doll for myself. I can't wait. Yeah, you're a dad, but you're probably in the closet. This is someone named Isaac Bailey. I'm a 50-year-old black man, and I'm about to buy a toy doll for myself. It won't be for my college freshman daughter who outgrew dolls long ago. I'm not buying it for the beautiful little black girls at the Boys and Girls Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where my wife is CEO, or those at the nonprofit literacy program Freedom Readers she founded 13 years ago, though maybe I'll later buy them some too. The first one I'm buying will be mine, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. For millions of little girls, black girls, and others, the Ariel doll unveiled this week by Disney and based on the signature character of the much-anticipated live-action film version of The Little Mermaid coming in May means joyous representation. Yeah, you get representation in a white man's fairy tale from Norway. So now, when you buy that doll and you have to go, teach your little girl where that fairy tale came from, it's not representation. Am I sounding like old school woke right now? Am I sounding like, hello, select the boy. Yeah, boy. Seriously, though. This makes no damn sense. Why are this Hollywood or whoever makes these movies, Disney in particular, because Disney's the ones, they have people in their board of directors who say they're going to do this. They're going to make a gay character in every. I'm wondering which character is going to be gay in this movie. By the way, they're going to have a gay character. I guarantee it. I mean, if you watch, you can't. There's not a TV show that doesn't have to have a gay couple, and usually they're kissing or, you know what? So, for example, I'll talk about New Amsterdam another time. My lady Boomer and I have been watching New Amsterdam on Netflix, and the evolution of the show is kind of wild to me. I'll get into that someday. Anyway, but so seriously, what does this have to do with black people? Other than you put blackface on a Norwegian fairy tale character. Okay? Now, and again, Halle Bailey, talented girl, beautiful voice, probably knock it out of the park in this movie. Okay? And I like the casting of Ursula, that one, whatever her name is. Okay? But how does this actually help? And why can't they write new stories? Why can't they write new stories? If you're really serious about diversity, why tell the same old story, but just putting black faces on it? Now I'm gonna make one exception. Now because someone mentioned The Wiz. Remember The Wiz, the Broadway musical that they basically told the Wizard of Oz story with black people and changed the music all around and whatever. They changed they changed it. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't have a problem with Hamilton either. Like, it's an interesting interpretation of American history, and it brings, it makes people who probably aren't going to pay attention to American history, get them to enjoy it, right? But in these cases where they're just putting black faces on music, so they on movies, black changes characters to black so they can create faux controversy. And by the way, people who don't like it, there are people who don't like this movie. Where is it? Where's the stupid tweet? So let's go down to some of the replies to this tweet in a minute. But there are people who genuinely don't like say the CGI looks like trash, because some of it does. And maybe they'll clean it up actually when they in post-production, but they threw out this teaser trailer early, and maybe they throw out teaser trailers so they can say, oh yeah, we need to clean up this CGI, because obviously none of these talking birds and crabs and fish and stuff really can talk, right? But some of the people are disliking it because of that. And sometimes you notice that when they did Beauty and the Beast, and they didn't race swap Beauty and the Beast, when they did the live action, there were people who didn't like that either, because sometimes people just like the original that they know. And so when you change it to live action, it doesn't always translate well. Or even when they change it to CGI type live action, like The Lion King. A lot of people, look, there was no one in the CGI version of The Lion King there were no people in it. So you couldn't race swap any of the characters. But people didn't like that either. They thought it looked like trash. So there were going to be people who dislike something. It's not racist to dislike something. And if people are complaining about the casting, there's all kinds of different reasons. It was unnecessary. Although, again, maybe she'll do a good job. Real quick, thank you, Maddie, for sponsoring the show. Appreciate it. Dropping a 5 in the tip jar, saying, if you can't identify with the person on screen because they do not look like you, it's not the media's fault. When will some people wake up and stop settling for sloppy seconds? Oh. I'm telling you. Like, for example, look. A movie like Moana. That was a story that told the story of a culture that's different, and it was still a very, very, well thought of Disney production. The Frog and the Princess and the Frog or whatever, that was set in like in New Orleans. That they wrote a new story, kind of based on a Creole type fairy tale that was pretty well received. why can't they go and find, like, or even, here's a recent example. That was probably one of the more successful movies out there. Black Panther. That was a character that was written black. They brought in black people. They put a whole Wakanda storyline behind it. And people went to go see it. Nobody complained that the character of Black Panther was played by a black man because that was the original character. Now, are they ever going to have, like, I don't know. Let me see. Who's a star today? Let me think of a star. Are they going to have Black Panther starring Mark Wahlberg in the future? I doubt it. Why race swap characters? Why not tell a story that people haven't heard before? There's so many African fables and stories that someone who actually is creative could turn into a movie and cast the entire cast with black people. And whether it be animated or not. And I bet you they could sell that movie. They did it with Moana. So why can't they do that? This is just, again, that's a good, that is kind of an interesting term, sloppy seconds, but you're just putting, it's putting blackface on a character and selling it to a new audience. Well, MLK played by Mel Gibson. Holy shit. Yeah. It had people believing that Wakanda is a real place. Yeah, it sure did. I mean, but you know, is what it is. Thank you, Tyler Alexander Response Show. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. 223, who says the problem with the woke is they can't create anything of value. I would love to see Disney movies about the Egyptian gods. I love to see Hathor singing to get Ra. Oh, I see. And to overcome his issues, or Anisis, the spider god, gathering stories. The stories are there. There's all kinds of stories that they could come up with, but they're so afraid of trying anything new. But I guarantee you, so a lot of black people are going to go see this movie, right? And so it'll probably do well at the box office. This Little Mermaid with Halle Bailey as the lead. But you know, I don't know how well it's going to go over in China. Someone said, I think someone mentioned that earlier. Cold Hard Truth is Yanks haven't. Wait, one since WW2. Oh, you're talking about wars. Tom Cruise is Malcolm X. Yeah. They did do my movie. Yeah, we were for a short period of time talking with Will Smith's agent, because they were considering doing a movie about my story, discovering my natural father over in Nigeria. And we went back and forth with them for a while, and eventually Will Smith said no, he didn't want to do the project because he ended up doing The Pursuit of Happiness instead. So my claim to fame is my life story got passed over because of The Pursuit of Happiness, which was a pretty damn good movie. If you ask me, I thought it was a good movie. So anyway, so some of the people who are replying to this now, okay, sure. This is this stupid call to action. This is racism being normalized. Now, you had to go search to find out how many dislikes this had on YouTube, because you can't just look at the page and find it. But some people replied to this. I was just a kid, but I don't remember any uproar over this. The Wiz. There was a little bit of controversy, but it was a Broadway play, a very successful Broadway play before they turned it into a movie. And it was actually, it was pretty cool. It was just, whatever. No one complained about it. And it was, look, they made the entire cast black in The Wiz. I don't know. Also knowing that all ancient Egyptian movies are made with British accents, at least make it an Egyptian accent. Oh, right, Shuri? That's sure, you're right. Absolutely. By the way, good morning, and good morning to Shrapnel and Trideos, a bunch of other people who showed up. I just noticed. And I don't know who this Vorlik is. If you write in English, that would help me, because I can't understand what it's saying, but maybe I should cut and paste and translate that. Let's see. Is there a way to do that? I'm sure there is. Anyway, welcome to the show, by the way. So anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but I dislike re-rolling established character a different color just to please a particular group. I also think it does a disservice to said color of people. But Why not establish new stories and characters? Pretty sure Pocahontas was just fine. Yeah, no, did anyone complain about Pocahontas being cast as a at least looking like it in Native America, whatever, in that? Let's see. No, it's about changing the cartoon source material and assuming this will be like. No one wants their nostalgia tainted with alterations. Let's see. People don't like it when you make major and necessary changes to beloved characters. That's not racist to notice that something is very different and to wonder why. Take Spider-Verse, for example. Miles Morales is a great character with his own story. He's not a black Peter Parker. You know what? I would say that is a good example. They made a whole different, they're creating different universes for the Spider-Verse. Is it racism? Or did they just not like the trailer? Well, the trailer's trash. Look at this. You don't think people were maybe upset over this? This. And let's see, what is this here? Oh. Yeah, the live action. Oh, that's weird. Anyway. The second image says it all. The original was an expressive, vibrant-looking character. The remake has a bland, ugly-looking fish. There's a reason many classic Disney cartoon characters, especially animals, have the designs they do. Well, yeah, it does. It's hard to translate the expressiveness of Disney cartoon characters in live action, even if you're using, CGI to do it. Michael Morales is a black Peter Parker, and I have the stats to prove it. Oh, okay. Well, Miles Morales is a black Shang Tsung. Anyway, I won't lie. This trailer was really powerful. And as a father to minority children, I applaud Disney for being more inclusive of everyone. Thank you, Disney. No, I don't. Because you're just telling someone else's story using blackface. Tell some of our stories. Okay, when I say our stories, people who have descendants of Africa, are there any stories from the continent of Africa that they could make a great movie out of? I'm sure there are. But no, let's turn a Norwegian folktale into blackface. Why are they so afraid of Black Princess Ariel? She's absolutely beautiful, talented, so talented. Yes, she is. She's a very talented, lovely girl. But again, why? Because this is kind of a theme going on throughout Disney. They change characters just so they can market controversy. They can, in advance of it coming out. How many articles did I just show you talking about the controversy? Oh, that's a great way to generate buzz for a movie. And again, it may be a great movie when it comes out. I don't know. I have no, until I see it, whatever. And kids from around the world may love this movie. Okay. But it is odd that they feel the need to recast characters. And again, fictional characters, I get it. They're not real. So does it matter who you cast them as? Well, I don't know. If people know it's a Norwegian folktale and I want to tell my children later, oh, where'd this story come from? Well, it came from Norway. It's about white people. Okay, whatever. But I would love it if they would do a story that's, my family comes from Nigeria, my non-Irish family, right? I would love it if they would find a fable, a story told over time that from Nigeria. All right. Major breaking news incoming. Hang on. Let's go into, let me go check something here. By the way, so enough of that topic. I have so many other stories here. Let me tell you what's happening in the tabs that I'm not getting to today. The Biden family influence peddling scandals gotten worse. Apparently they've found, let's see. They found a bit of a paper trail of the big guy getting 10% of something. We're not sure 100% of what, but They found some money transfers that were sent to a lawyer's office that were split up from the lawyer's office to the Biden family during the time that apparently the big guy didn't have any idea that what his son's business was. Comer, is he a senator or something? Didn't name names. Here, I'll just put the article up here from PJ Media. Didn't name names, but recently mentioned that a new Biden has dipped his or her beak for the first time into a $3 million payment sent to Hunter Biden's lackey, John Rob Walker. Walker received this payment from two people with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Then he then distributed the cheddar to three members of the Biden family. Joe Biden, one of the women in Biden's family, and someone just named Biden, who is, let's see, where is it? This shows how deep the Biden family was involved in this influence peddling scheme. It looks to me like these people who are closely aligned with the Chinese Communist Party sent $3 million to a shell corporation. They then turned around and split it three ways, with a third going to the Biden family, three different family members for no apparent reason. They did not invest in a business. It just appears stuck in their pocket. So you can read that one. In American Greatness, they're asking the question, this is the anniversary, or not the anniversary. You know how they keep saying that the insurrection on January 6th is one of the worst attacks on the U.S. Capitol. But they seem to forget about the fact that the Senate building was bombed in 1983, on November 7th, 1983. And I don't know, that seems like a attack that might be a bit more serious. So there's an article about that. And then also, this is the CEO of the bank who was failed out by the Biden administration. Well, they're not Silicon Valley Bank being bailed out. I'm not sure if the bank is being bailed out. The depositors are, but the investors are not. That's interesting. Hang on a second. I'll check that in a second. The Weaponization Committee launched into a probe of an Air Force leak. There was a woman I think she was running for Congress, Jennifer Ruth Green. And during her campaign, somehow some Air Force records were leaked that she was sexually assaulted while in the military. And she was pretty pissed off that this was leaked. The Air Force audit found that there was an unauthorized release of military duty information on 11 individuals. Service spokeswoman Ann Stefanik told CNN in February 2 members of Congress, Representative Don Bacon and Zach Nunn, divulged that their records were among those leaked. And they're all Republicans. They leaked the records of Republicans, which is, of course it's Republicans. Between October 2021 and October 2022, some Republican leaders have already requested information from the Defense Department on why. So they're probing why that happened. In the Daily Caller, the DOJ watchdog shuts down the House Democrats' claim against FBI whistleblower Steve Friend. I thought there was a video of this. This also involves what's the ranking member's name? What's her name? This lady right here. Anyway, the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General has contradicted House Democrats' claim about whistleblower and former FBI Special Agent Steve Friend. A group representing Friend announced in a March 15th press release. The House Judiciary Democrats released a 316-page report early in March challenging the credibility of whistleblowers who sat for transcribed interviews with the House Judiciary Committee, alleging, among other things, that both the DOJ OIG, Office of Inspector General, and Office of Special Counsel had rejected Friend's whistleblower claim. In a March 13th letter sent to Empower Oversight, a nonprofit that helps whistleblowers document and report corruption, DOJ Assistant Inspector General Sean O'Neill corrected the record, assuring the group that Friend's claim remained under assessment, meaning they're still looking into it, after Democrats claimed it was dismissed. Part of the investigation into alleged political bias in the FBI and DOJ, the House Judiciary Committee, headed by Republican Representative from Ohio, Jim Jordan, first released a report summarizing the allegations made by whistleblowers in November. friend alleged in his whistleblower complaint that the FBI is violating due process by failing to follow established case management rules for January 6 investigations and is using forceful arrest tactics like SWAT teams for cooperative January 6 case subjects, like they did for Roger Stone and they did at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, and they, and the poor guy who had a scuffle with some guy at the an abortion clinic that said he was going to turn himself in, and they came in with guns, not blazing, but certainly pointed at his 6 or 7 children, however many it was. So anyway, the Democrats dismissing this whistleblower are being dismissed by the Office of the Inspector General. In Breitbart, CNN is dead. Their ratings collapsed to a decade low. Oh, I don't think I need to elaborate. In Daily Caller, reporter unloads on Lori Lightfoot after she revokes his press credentials. Is this here?
Mayor Lightfoot, you and I may have gotten off on the wrong foot.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Reporter, WilliamJKelly.com. I'm a veteran reporter in the city of Chicago, Emmy Award-winning TV host, radio, print journalism. I should be sitting over there with my colleagues, but I'm standing over here because...
So he's in the public comment microphone, by the way, instead of in the press corps for this, like he used to be.
On a weekly basis, I was going viral asking you obvious questions. And instead of answering them, you told me that crime was down, my videos went viral, millions of views, comments, likes, and shares, and it was hurting your re-election campaign. So you revoked my media credential. That should never happen in a free country. And I'm asking the City Council to take the media credential process away from the next mayor of Chicago and the next superintendent of police and put it in the hands of the Constitution. What you've done to the city of Chicago, I feel like this is more of a victim impact statement than an actual public comment. What you've done to me is nothing compared to what you've done to my city, the city of Chicago, the city that I was born and raised in, the city that I love with all my heart. You became mayor. The people of Chicago elected you. You shut down our schools.
She does not look happy
you shut down the
about
churches,
him talking.
You shut down the businesses. You did the one thing that I thought could never happen. As somebody who was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, I never thought in my life that I would ever see the city of Chicago brought down so low as you have managed to bring it down. Shame on you. That is a legacy that you are going to have to carry. Future historians are going to have a hard time understanding how you ever even became mayor of the city of Chicago. I intend to write that book. I intend to make sure that at least there is some possible way for the city of Chicago to move forward. I hope that you realize what damage you have done to the city. I hope that after today's city council meeting, you will pack your suitcase and get the hell out of my city. Mr. Kelly, you are a pandemic. You are a pandemic. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, that's a little rough. Okay, and then there's a several. Oh, I want you to read Megyn Kelly. Maybe I don't know when I'm gonna get to this. Read Megyn Kelly's, Megan Fox's article on YouTube. They demonetized her video about Jeffrey here, everyone's favorite weirdo. And so she's in a fight with YouTube about them right now. Interesting story going on in Washington Free Beacon. Regulators ban gas appliances in San Francisco Bay Area. They have a plan that they're gonna rid the city of gas stoves and furnaces. I think by 2020 or beginning in 2027, giving people, I guess, 4 years to get rid of all of them. they said they weren't going to do this. They said this really wasn't about gas stoves, but the city of San Francisco is going to do it. Now, there's a whole bunch of other stories. They're going to be the links. I don't have time to tell them all because I am going to come to one more Streamlabs chat. By the way, you can sponsor the show 24 hours a day at pdognight.live. Thank you, Gunfox61, for dropping another Hamilton in the tip jar. Let's see what you got here. Oh, another bank. Another bank is going to shit. Okay, we're going to finish with this one. First Republic shares tank as $30 billion in support fails to soothe nerves. So this is interesting. Shares of First Republic Bank slid 24% in early trading on Friday after being briefly halted as $30 billion in deposits injected by large U.S. banks failed to quell investor worries about the beleaguered lender. Fears of an imminent collapse of the bank prompted an unprecedented deal put together by top power brokers, including U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Oh, gosh. Does anyone have a nickname for Janet Yellen? Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon on Thursday. First Republic suspended its dividend and disclosed it has $34 billion in cash, excluding the new deposit injection. The lender also disclosed that it had borrowed up to $109 billion from U.S. Federal Reserve and an additional $10 billion from the Federal Reserve Home Loan Bank on March 9th. The significance of the changes in the company's balance sheet in just 1 week was staggering, and along with the suspension of common stock dividends, paints a very dire outlook for the company and its shareholders. Shares of Wall Street banks, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, involved in the San Francisco-based lender's rescue dropped between 3% and 4% because they all invested in a bank that's going to hell. Founded in 1985, First Republic had $212 billion in assets and $176 billion in deposits as of the end of last year, according to its annual report. First Republic has been caught up in a widening banking crisis triggered by the collapse of two mid-sized U.S. lenders over the past week. Its stock has lost nearly 80% of value this month. Possibly the market is looking for an all-out sale buyer rather than an injection of capital, said John Petrides, portfolio manager at Tocqueville Asset Management. The situation is not over yet. So, yeah, it was a big deal that I was reading this morning that all these banks got together and infused this, deposited over $100 billion from these other banks because they had, $30 billion deposit. Yeah, they were going down. And so all these other banks pitched in to help. But apparently it's not helping the investors have any confidence in this bank. So, oh boy, it's not looking good. All right, before we go, let me see what else. Is there anything? Oh, gosh darn it. There's so many things I wanted to get to today. Oh, remember that drilling project in Alaska? What was it called? I have an article about it. Let me find it here real quick. This one I wanted to remind you. Oh, here it is. So I talked to you about this a couple weeks ago. Or no, maybe it was last week. Anyway, I think it's the Willow. Is it the Willow project up in Alaska? And we were worried if Biden was going to approve it. And he ended up approving it, which was surprising. So they could have more than just 2 or 3 rigs on this area that they were going to be drilling in because there's a huge reserve. It's called the Willow project in Alaska. So over the weekend, President Biden was expected to approve an oil drilling project on federal land in Alaska. Sure enough, he did so on Monday. Very quiet. I didn't hear a lot of fanfare about that. And in essence, thumbed his nose at the radical environmentalists who have driven his agenda to date. Now, Rick Moran, who wrote about this, made a strong point that Biden understands the practical problems that high gas prices are posing for his legacy and re-election chances. Unlike his radical green base that thinks the world economy runs on daffodils and unicorns, Biden realized when gasoline at the pump was closing in on $8 a gallon that it might not have been the brightest idea to shut down oil pipelines and shell oil and gas drilling licenses on federal land. Despite cheers from Greens, the rest of America was ready to pick up their pitchforks and march to the White House with buckets of tar and baskets of feathers. Now, the Washington Times reported that the ConocoPhillips oil project, which is also called Willow, will produce 180,000 barrels of oil per day, with projections saying that it could generate 600 million barrels over a 30-year period. To put that into perspective, the Willow project could be responsible for 1.5% of the entirety of U.S. oil output. Politicians from both parties in Alaska applauded the president for greenlighting the $8 billion project because of the money it would bring to the state. But it's not too difficult to imagine who wasn't happy. It's easy to tell by the D's next to their names. And I don't mean the dicks. Senator Ed Markey. Wait, he's not from Minnesota. Ed Markey's not from Minnesota. He's not one of ours. Anyway, Senator Ed Markey, a horrible person in general, helped author the infamous Green New Deal, made his thoughts abundantly clear. This decision not only leaves an oil stain on the administration's climate accomplishments. Get it? Oil stain. Whoops, wrong button. Get it? Oil stain. But it slows our progress in the fight for a more livable future and puts into harm's way the neighboring native village of Nuksut, and the Arctic landscape, Markey said. No, it doesn't. Look, usually it's not the problem where they drill, it's how when they transport it becomes the problem. Markey also issued a joint statement along with Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Jared Huffman, Raul Grijalva, all Democrats, complaining that the decision to approve the Willow project fails to live up to those promises that the Biden administration made to prioritize fighting climate change. Well, look, you're not going to fight climate change. You can't. We need oil until you have your alternative sources, and unless your alternative sources work, we still need the old sources. So what you just got you getting people are stupid. They're stupid. Anyway, so a bunch of Democrats are complaining about him, but he approved it, which is a shocker, actually. That's a bit of a shocker. Dutch farmers also win a shock victory against the establishment. Remember the Dutch farmers were kind of mad about climate rules. Well, farmer citizen movement in the Netherlands appeared set to win 15 of the 75 Senate seats in the nation on Wednesday, celebrating a victory over climate activists who are seeking to buy out farms and cut down on livestock numbers of Dutch farmers. So they said, fuck it, we're going to run for office, and they're winning a whole bunch of seats. That's a good thing. So remember the Dutch farmer protests back in, I don't know, last year or something? They had all their tractors clogging the roads and shit. So good for the Dutch farmers. A Stanford University employee charged for 2 false grape reports and now is facing felony charges. And finally, Latrine Jean-Pierre. No decision on if Biden will sign unanimously passed bill to declassified COVID origins intelligence. Really? This was passed in both houses, and they're not sure if Biden will sign it. The White House press secretary, Latrine Jean-Pierre, said on Thursday that President Joe Biden has made no decision on whether he will sign into law a bill declassifying intelligence on the origins of the stupid 19. That was unanimously passed in both chambers of Congress. The legislation was introduced by Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Missouri, and has been fiercely opposed by Communist China, which has pressured Joe Biden to abandon the legislation. It was passed unanimously by both houses. And Joe Biden's teetering on it. I wonder why. I wonder if it has anything to do with the $3 million payment they just found out about. Anyway, Jean-Pierre said the administration was looking into it when asked by a reporter about the matter during a press briefing. And, let's see, is this her saying, and as you know?
I wondered if you do have an answer now as
Here's
to whether or
Latrine.
not the president will sign the COVID origins intelligence bill that was unanimously passed.
So
So we are, thank you for the question. I know I was asked about it, I believe, on the plane.
Thank you for the question.
On Monday, as you just mentioned. So
She
we're
doesn't
looking
wanna
at
answer.
it.
She
We
doesn't
have
wanna
continued
answer.
to share information with members of Congress. And as you know, just months after the president came into office, he asked his intelligence community to double down and to take a look of the origins, of the COVID origins, because we believe it's important to get to the bottom of this and to get, and also if once
we believe it's
have,
important to get
once
to the bottom of
intelligence
this.
community has made the assessments, clearly we would share that with the public. As it relates to the legislation, we're going to continue to, we're going to take a look at it.
Oh,
and
we're just
we'll
going to take a
have
look
more
at
to
it. Passed unanimously.
No, we're just taking a look. We're taking a look.
Passed unanimously. We're taking a look at it. Okay, there you go. All right, guys. Happy weekend to all. I hope you have great plans. We'll tell you about our little side trip on Marty's Big Journey eventually. If you haven't subbed to my Marty's Big Journey channel, go to my in the description below. I have my all my links in one of those Linktree links down there. Also, if you haven't hit the like button yet, why haven't you hit it yet? I don't understand. It's a little thing you can do. Hit the like button on YouTube. Hit the like button on Rumble. Speaking of Rumble, all y'all peoples who watch on Rumble, I'd love to know who you are, because it always tells me there's a whole bunch of people who watch on Rumble. Just put a hi in the comment section so I can see who's watching over there. I know a lot of you people are not regulars. Oh, is it even running on Rumble today? I can't even tell. Maybe it's not. Oh, I never hit refresh. Okay, so yeah, if you watched on Rumble, let me know. I'd appreciate it. And share the stream. Put a comment in the comment section if you're watching on replay. And 24 hours a day, Dawg Knight Live. You can sponsor the show. YouTube Super Chats, Venmo, Cash App, all that stuff. Thank you, John Migda. I think it's John Migda. I'm assuming it's John. Thank you, John. Final sponsor of the day, dropping a small bowl in the tip jar, who says, I was writing my self-ending note, and my friend passed by and corrected my grammar. Okay. That's dark. Thank you for that. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Thanks. Appreciate you being here. We'll see you next week, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Share. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.